Morning, everybody. Luke Smith, RuralVacantLand.com, and this morning we're going to talk about land. Got a little new setup with this week's video. Been playing around with the cameras and background and stuff, and I've been sending out mail. I've been sending out a bunch of mail, and I found a little neighborhood I thought it'd be fun to send some offers to, and just take you through the process. I think it explains a lot about what I do, where I get these properties, because everyone keeps asking, how do you keep coming up with the cheapest property in the area? You got the cheapest land, the cheapest one in this area, the cheapest one in this county, the cheapest one in this state. How do you keep doing that? And I don't believe it. What's wrong with it? What's wrong? Why? It can't be that good. And other people just buy them and they take off with them. They stop asking questions because I think they watch these videos and they understand. So I want to make more videos teaching, showing, educating about how we get this land. It's not that hard. It's just basically making people offers, low offers that are, I mean, not unreasonably low, but just lower than what stuff usually trades for. When it trades doesn't mean it trades that often. I mean, this is eccentric asset class. This is land. Each piece is its individual thing. It's like art, or buying art or something. It's not like buying corn or gold bars or silver or something where they're all very homogeneously alike. These are very different kinds of assets. Each one has its unique circumstances, and so they can be priced wildly different. And so let's take a look at this one little neighborhood that I'm working on, and I'll go through this. So the plan for the day is I want to do this mailer because it's like at the top of my mind. I want to send offers before I forget about it. And then I want to call up some of the partners, the people on the co-op that are posting properties on the website, and ask them about some of their properties, showcase some of their properties. And then I want to give some land away. So I want to give some land away to somebody who's paying attention, who's listening, who cares, who wants the land, and that can just answer a basic question about this call or this information or what's going on, show that you're paying attention kind of question. And I'll give you some land, someone that hasn't won before, and somebody that doesn't work with me or for me in some regard. So it's just simple, answer a basic question, be the first one to have that go through on my feed in the comment section, the YouTube comment section, or the live chat section. Let me just check in, make sure things are working here. It seems to be working. Let's see if I hit a button or two. Maybe I can get it better. Okay. So let's jump into it. So I'm at ruralvacantland.com, and we're going to come back to that in a sec. I'm going to go to Zillow because they've got a map, and I like maps. So we're going to zoom in. I can't reach that far over, but we're going to go we're in California. Let me zoom out, show you where we're at first. I'm looking at a couple different screens if I'm not looking you in the eye here. Okay, Nevada, California. So the crux between Nevada and California, there's this corner that ends in Lake Tahoe, and or the corners in Lake Tahoe. And over here, there's a bump on the side of the lake. And I was going through and I was pricing properties through these different counties in the area for mailers I just sent out. And I sent out different size mailers. I sent out bigger offers to bigger properties, offers to the medium-sized properties. I haven't sent offers to the smaller properties yet, but I thought I'd cherry pick the different places it might be fun to send offers to smaller properties. So this little neighborhood here is Tahoma. There's some skiing just north of there. And this one caught my eye because the streets are all the same. And take a look at the pricing in this. And so this neighborhood, if we just go to, let's just go for what's for sale. So these lots, they're small lots. They're like, a fifth of an acre or something. I mean, they're small. They're like 0.1 to 0.2. They're less than a quarter of an acre. This is the kind of land you could build a cabin on and maybe have a parking spot, and that's about it. They're not big acreage or anything, but it's a big dollar area. So it's by the lake, and you get access to the beach and a dock, and you can like keep your boat on a mooring ball off the shore. So here's one for 130 grand. Here's one for 130 grand. Here's one for 141 grand. Here's one for 150 grand. So to me, that's like, those numbers are pretty close together. I mean, yeah, there's a difference between 130 and 140 and 150, but it's not like they're $1,500 and $1 million and some $20,000 ones mixed in there, just scattered all over the place pricing. It's not that kind of market. This is a market where people know the price more. And so, yeah, so these are, I got it narrowed down to just lots and land and any size, because there's tiny little guys. And then let's look at recently sold. Now this data is not always super accurate. I mean, they try to pull data from the county records and from MLSs and stuff. It's not always the best data in the world, but it gives you an idea of what's going on. So recently sold, over here I think the lots get a little bit bigger. 190, 180, 185. Some of the ones that sold on that side of the neighborhood. But this side of the neighborhood that's got the smaller lots, 120, 125, 142, 140, 130, 132, 130. Wonder why people came up with a $130,000 price. It's right in line with what people are trading these things for. And there's one that stands out, 60 grand. Why? Who bought that one at 60 grand? I used to scratch my head when I saw those, and I'm like, who got away with that deal? How did that happen? How'd somebody buy one for 60 grand in this neighborhood when they're trading for 130 grand pretty consistently? Maybe 125 or 141 or whatever, but basically 130 grand, right? Somebody bought one for 60 grand. They could have bought it for 60 grand and marked it up to the 130 and just give it a little bit of time, and it'd probably get to keep the difference, right? So what's wrong with this one? Is it, I mean, they say it's a buildable lot, and California State backing up to California State Conservancy land. There's sewer line and water line, and I think there's power. The utilities are all over this neighborhood. And they're saying it's a sunny side of a quiet street, and they're talking about the HOA that's optional. Like, you can sign up to it if you want to get access to the beach and the pier and stuff. So why? Why 60 grand? Because somebody asked for it. That's why. Somebody said, hey, I'm willing to pay 60 grand for your property. They said, okay. And maybe they didn't check the prices, or they needed the money right away, or I don't know. But hey, I want to ask for one of those 60 grand deals. Like, it's not out of line. Somebody else did one at 60 grand. Why can't I have one at 60 grand? So I think I go through and ask the whole neighborhood if anyone else is willing to sell like this person did for 60 grand. And maybe it's brother to brother or friend to friend or something, and I don't really understand it. Maybe we could look up the transaction history of it and see. Oh yeah, so here's the Zillow numbers. So a lot of these houses are $500,000 houses. So there's definitely room in there to buy a $100,000 lot and build a house on it and still sell it, maybe even make some money. So let me look at that. Let me look at, well, let's look at recently sold. Let's look at houses too. So let's look at houses in this neighborhood. Oh, here's one for $351. So there's some $300,000 houses, but there's also some $600,000 houses. So 900, 300. So the houses are, probably depends on the quality of the house, from 300 to $900,000. But there's room to go build a house on one of these lots after paying 100+ grand for it and sell it for more. 1.5 million. So there's some fancy ones in there. It's not like the houses are selling for $100,000. You're trying to sell land for $100,000. Doesn't make sense. There's 15 million over by the coast. So fancier neighborhood. How do we make offers to this whole neighborhood, right? So a tool I like to use, which probably has me logged out here, is let's see. This is Title Pro 24/7 or Agent Pro 24/7. You get this as part of the Land Academy subscription if you go buy into the Buy-in Land Education Program for Land Academy. Jack and Jill DeWitt, they've got a good website, landacademy.com, if you go look into that. So let's take a look at this. So this is El Dorado County, California. So let's change the county here. El Dorado. Where's Lake Tahoe? Okay, so here's Lake Tahoe. Here's Tahoma. Here's the county line. So Placer is on this side. El Dorado is on this side. And I should probably go mail the Placer side too, but for the sake of keeping this video tidy, let's just focus on the El Dorado side. So the El Dorado side, so the data sets are per county, because the data is coming from the county assessor and taxing authority and all the county information. So the county information is usually different county by county, and what they collect and what they keep track of and how they database it and all that kind of stuff. So it's usually a good idea to do mailers county by county and not just keep the data sets separate, right? So if you're going to do something, do it per county or neighborhood or something. So in this case, we're doing it per neighborhood that's in this county. And so we got the county line going up here and over here. So they're in the corner. See, if we click on the corner up here, I'm going to just take some notes. So we got an APN number that starts with 014286. And so the logic of these APN numbers is usually it's book, page, and parcel on that page, and then maybe split. And not every county is the same, but generally that a lot of the counties follow that. So if we look at this APN number that's on the screen, it's probably way too small for you guys to see. It's 3 numbers dash 3 numbers dash 3 numbers dash 3 numbers. So that first 3 numbers is 014. So remember that. We're just going to poke around the neighborhood and take a look at it. And 014, 014, 015. Okay. So this neighborhood is spread across 2 books in the county offices, at least 2. If we go down to the bottom of the neighborhood and see what kind of numbers we get there, 014, 015. So this part of it's more 015. Well, get some bad data ones in there. That's why you don't pull data out of this software, but their mapping's fun. So 015, don't have to write that down, 015. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to the parcel book stuff, and I'm going to look at 014. I'm just going to put 014 in there as the parcel book. And I'm going to view records and see if we can see what we see. Oh, so it goes down into other lands down here too, outside the neighborhood. But it's got the neighborhood in there as well. So a lot of this other stuff's just like government land, state of California. Doesn't really count. Don't want that stuff. Forestry Service. Crazy out there, middle of nowhere land. Yeah. So 014 spreads all over, and then it goes back to the neighborhood. Okay. So I think the majority of it's going to be in this neighborhood. I think the other stuff is going to be bigger. And so we got these little tiny lots, right? So we just want those little tiny lots. So if we get rid of the government land out of the data and get rid of the bigger properties, we're just going to focus on this neighborhood. Okay, so I'm trying 015. So the 015 starts me out and up here. And if we, there's like 1,100 records in 015. So if we go page by page down the list of that book, it's a whole bunch of that neighborhood. There's a lot of houses in there. I mean, it's not like a paper community. I mean, there's vacant lots, but there's a lot of them that are filled in. People like cabin by the lake that you can go skiing at. They're willing to pay for it. So why not sell it to them? Yeah, so 015s all over the place in there. Okay, I'll end some, I don't know what that is. Condominiums or something. Okay, so let's pull up another database. I'm going to use RealQuest. It's loading. It's taking a while. It's just running slow right now. So eventually when this comes up, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to get rid of the properties that are government land, because there's government land. We're going to get rid of the bigger ones because I just mailed offers to all the bigger ones anyway. And I think the bigger ones are, you know, the rural countryside stuff and different pricing, and we want to focus in on this neighborhood. And you know, just make it happen. But it'd be pretty cool to buy a $60,000 lot in a $130,000 neighborhood. I don't even think I'm gonna offer 60. I'll probably offer, I don't know, what's 130? If I sold it for 95 grand, do you want to mark it up 50 grand? Be a good spread. I should offer 45 grand, right? Offer 45 grand, mark it up 50 grand, watch it disappear like fast as I post it, because it'd be the cheapest thing in the market for the last couple of years. That could work. That'd be fun. So we're in this database. I'm going to cheat a little bit because I did this last night. I'm going to retrieve search that I made. And so let's see this Tahoma. Let's see if it's all the way. And my head's in the way. Let me just jump out of the way. So we're going to have a data screen here, and hopefully it's, let me see if I can make it bigger. It's going to be too small for you guys to see, but if you've ever used this software, if you're part of Land Academy and using RealQuest Pro, you probably know this one, or maybe use other databases like Title Tree or whatever you call that one. Oh, so California El Dorado lot acreage. So I made the lot acreage 0.1 through 0.74, because I think some of them are like 0.12, 0.17, 0.25. So some of them are 2 or 3 lots combined. And I'm doing the 0.74 because I just mailed everything in the county above, or 0.75 and above. So I don't want to mail them twice. So assessor parcel number. So we were just looking at that map. And if we look over here, I put the assessor parcel number, just the book, just the beginning of those APNs as 014 and 015, because I don't want the rest of the county. I just want that area. And that's mostly that neighborhood and some spill over into the wilderness. And then improved percent. A lot of people talk about improved percent in their mailings, and in the past you used to be able to put numbers in there like 0 to 1 or 0 to 1 or 1, you know, you put a range in there. In the past, this software was doing a calculation, and they were calculating improved percent being what percent of the assessed value is on improvements being a house, a building, a barn, something that they did to fix up the property, right? And so the assessor, who's figuring out what the property's worth to put a tax on it for the taxing authority to tax it, is looking at the property and saying, okay, it's vacant land. 100% of the value is just the land. Nothing has been improved. Or okay, they started building something, and we'll give, you know, $50,000 towards that building of assessments and $1 million towards the land. And now the assessed value goes from $1 million to $1,050,000. You know, so that would be some small percentage of it. But we're not talking about those big numbers here. So when they start building houses, it really kicks up the assessed value. Their taxes go up, right? And so I want to peel out the properties that have houses, that have improvements, that have that stuff going on, because I'm doing this remotely and I don't want to go inspect them and research them. And it just, there's more moving parts, there's more debts, there's harder titles to pull off. Generally speaking, it's more complicated. And I'll probably do that someday, but I'm not ready to do that yet. So I'm just doing vacant land, and I put 10% in there. So Maybe it's got the just little, sheds or something. I'll take one of those. That's fine. I don't want a full-on house. Okay, and I did it up to. So this database changed. It changed from having a range and doing a calculation to having a new column in the data set that is improved percent. And where they have the data to run the math and fill in that column, they've done it. But where they don't have the data to do the math and fill in the column, it's just blank. And so when I was pulling data and noticed that CoreLogic, RealQuest Pro, whatever, change their databases like that, I started changing my searches to match it, because I want the ones that are blank. Those are the ones that don't have, that's usually my target audience, right? And so they changed, after some quabbling over the phone and stuff, they changed the setup so you can search up to, instead of having a band of low and high, you can just put the high in there. So they have two boxes. I'll click on it, show you, in case you guys are doing mailers too. And so now when you do improved percent, they have from and to, and you just leave the from box empty and you just put the to in there, and it goes up to that, and it gets the blank ones too. And I tested it on a couple different data sets and it's been working for me. So property tax, yeah, I'm going to change that. So property tax, I want the property tax, the way this is worded, it's $25 to $3,000. But if we go, let's take a look at what people are paying property tax in this neighborhood on a vacant lot. So let's go find a vacant lot. Well, let's do it in this software so we can get APNs. Does that look vacant? There might be a house on that one. Is that vacant? State of California. We're not going to get taxes out of that. Why is a state-owned land in here? Bunch of bad data. I already click on that one. So if I just find one that's vacant, it might be vacant. John B. Pope or Pop or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to put this into parcel fact. Oh, here we go. Now, let's see. So what I'm going to try to do is figure out what people are paying in tax on one of these. What's normal? And I want to get rid of the outliers. I think this one does it like that. Let's see if it's doing it, spinning its wheels. Come on. But I want to narrow this up. I don't want the weird properties that are like in the wash with everything wrong going on, and they don't perk, and the taxes have been lowered down, the assessment's been lowered down because people just never pay tax on that property. Like, it keeps going back to the tax auction. I don't want those. I just I'm going to put my upper cut of taxes a little higher, so the ones that the assessor's pointing out that are just not the desirable properties. There we go. Now it's loading. The undesirable properties, yeah. So the assessor usually points those out by making the assessed value lower, and hence the tax value that's based off of that assessed value comes out much lower. And so if you can figure out what the spread of taxes are, those properties that are paying $1 and $2 a year taxes, no. I'm done with those. Those are you sell those and people call back and they're pissed off because they can't get there, and they, it's underwater and something else is wrong with it. And it's just bad karma. It's not cool. So we need ones that work, that are awesome, and they're easy to sell. So I don't want to sit around on them. I want them sold so I could just go buy more. So trying to up the quality in these properties. So the wheels are spinning over here, and eventually when this comes up, you know, my internet's probably chugging along, so I'm doing all the video at the same time. But when it comes up, we'll be able to look at the tax value of what they're doing, what kind of stuff they're paying tax. And ideally I'd go pull a half dozen of these properties, but for the sake of keeping the video short, I already kind of got an idea of what people are paying taxes here. It's just good to do spot checking. This thing's taking abnormally long, but I think eventually, look at this one that I found. So 1991, they paid $14,500 for the property. So if they get my cash offer of like 45 grand or 60 grand or whatever, they're up a whole bunch. I wonder if they've ever gotten any cash offers on this property in the last, what is that, 30 years or something, 25 years, I don't know, can't do math on the spot. So I think we're going to narrow this up to, I think, over $1,500 a year in taxes. I probably don't want the property. It's going to have a building on it or something. And then I think from my previous research in this neighborhood, a lot of the vacant lands taxes are around $600 a year. But it's California, right? So if they've owned it forever, well, I don't know if that applies to the vacant properties. It applies to your homestead and where you live, but there's rules about how much the price taxes can go up and stuff. I think $200 is what I came up with last time. Yeah, so let's do that. 200 to 1,500, and then I got land use. I got you can see it right over my head here. So over here, yeah. Oh, can't go the right way. So yeah, 200 to 1,500, and then land use. I'm getting there. I can't get out of the way. I'm gonna fall out of my chair. Okay, so land use, we've got cabin, ranch, residential, residential acreage, residential lot, rural home site, SFR, vacant land. That's the other thing RealQuest has been changing in their data sets is the land use. It used to be much more variable county to county, and they're trying to homogeneize, you know, they're trying to make their data a lot of the same, so it's easier to do searches across county lines. And so they've been taking the county whatever, the county information, what they call different lands, and translating that into what RealQuest calls different kinds of properties. And so you've got land use that you can use, like in California, you can use it state, county by county by county. You can use the same land use over and over. Whereas in the past, like a year ago, when you do these kinds of mailers, you'd have to figure out the different land use for each county. And, you know, RealQuest has been up in their game. They've got competition. So, okay, so let's, I'm going to save this as Tahoma 3 because I already had Tahoma 2. So there's our data set. I'm gonna submit requests, see how many records we get, see if it's the same as what I was getting last night. It should be about the same. So I did a trial run of this, or maybe not. 161. It's not as many as I got last night. So I changed something. I don't know. I got like 200 properties last night. And I went through and I took out some dupes. Okay, so I got the data that I pulled last night, and I got that pulled up on the screen. It'll probably make you dizzy to look at this thing, and there's no way you're going to be able to see it all, so just, I'll do a little dance in front of the screen instead and talk about it more. And so we got this data set, right? And if you're interested in doing mailers, if you're following this channel because you like buying and selling land, that's cool. That's what this episode's about. And then later on, I'll get into actually land dealing. I mean, this is the real land dealing. This is where the money happens. But you know, talking about which properties come out of doing these kinds of searches. So I haven't done this on the camera in a long time, so bear with me here. Let's do mailing address. And so what I like to do is insert a column next to it, and I just call it test. And I'm gonna sort this whole data set by the mailing address. column K, and I'm going to, okay. And then I'm going to do tax. Property tax. So what I want, I'm going to do it ascending. So the one with the smaller property tax comes up first. That's the one I'm making the offer on. The one with the higher property tax comes up second. That's the one I'm getting out of the list. What I'm doing is I'm getting rid of duplicates. So I only want to send one cash offer to a person that owns 5 properties. I don't want to send them 5 letters. Okay, so here we go. They're in order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a formula. It's going to be right up here. Well, yeah, you know, right there. Yeah. Over my head, I'm going to do just create the little formula thing. Let's pull it on the screen so you guys can see it. I'm going to go to logical. I'm going to do if, and I'm going to do if the one above it is equal to the one below it, then false, otherwise true. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so now we got a whole bunch of false and trues. And I'm copying and I'm pasting them because I want to get rid of the, whoops, I want to paste special because I want to get rid of the formulas. Okay. And now I want to just sort this sucker by column L. Data sort by my test. And then property tax next. No, let's get rid of that because we already did property tax. Okay, so let me get this next to my head instead. So here we go, test, okay. Boom, false. All these ones are not dupes. The ones down here are dupes. And then a couple below it don't have addresses. So we're going to delete those. Okay, so now to keep my data set the same, I am going to delete my test column. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the name. I like to do it on first name, last, whatever you call it. I'm gonna make my test column up over my head there, and I'm gonna sort this thing. Owner name first, property tax second, ascending, boom. Okay, let's do a formula. Going to do that same formula. We're going to go to logical if, and I'm going to do the one above it. So if that is equal to the one below it, then true, otherwise false. It's saying false because they're not equal. And I'm going to drop that one out. Let's see if we got any. We didn't get any, so we don't even have to delete. This is a really small data set. I'm usually doing this with much bigger data sets. This one just, how many are left? 184 records. This is a really small one. Okay, then I'd like to look at states, make sure that they all have addresses. So Arizona, California. Make sure they're not like Israel or Madagascar or something. Let's see, what is this? Utah, Washington, Pennsylvania, Oregon, Ohio, and New York, Nevada, New Jersey, Montana. There's a couple different randoms in there, but the vast majority of them are all California that own land next to Lake Tahoe. Okay, so I'm going to save this thing. It's probably behind my head, but you guys get the idea how to save. I'm going to go look at weird data, see if something sticks out. Well, we can eyeball the names too. So just looking at these names, it's not like California, state of California, schools, like all that went away because we set the taxes at $200 a year. Like state of California doesn't pay $200 a year in taxes. They don't pay taxes, so they don't come up in this list. And it gets rid of that, gets rid of schools and weird cities, land and all that weird stuff. And so these are just people. These are just mom and pops, people that own land in this neighborhood. So I don't have to do anything with the names or delete any weirdnesses. It bugs me I can't see the, here we go. Yeah, I'm going to freeze the top bar. Okay, so let's go look at, what else we got to look at. Lot acreage. Let's take a look at that one. So I just like to go down to columns and sort and look for outliers. So we're going to look for lot acreage. Yeah, see 0.11, those are some little ones. It's not going to be outside my band because I did 0.10 to 0.74. But let's see if some of these stand out something weird. Like what is this? 0.72. Let's take a look at that one. Yeah, this one's still spinning its wheels. Let's use this software. I think they want a 0. Different databases have different formats. Oh no, they don't want the 3 on the end. Okay, so there's a lot. Yeah, just basic lot. Oh, it's a bigger one. Nice. Just got a whole bunch of lots together. That'd be like the crown jewel property if someone sells me that one. Okay, so let's see. Let's just keep going down the line. So we looked at the size. We looked at, we got rid of the duplications. We got the legals, got the areas, the school district. They're all basically, should be the same school district. We'll see if any of them stand out something weird, like they might be like out in the mountains property instead of in the neighborhood property. So those are probably totally different price. Let's see where they got data. I just look at the database and see where the data is. So land value, that doesn't mean anything. That's just someone's opinion. Property tax, let's take a look at that. I mean, we set a band of what property taxes are that we're doing this out of. So I think I probably did the cut at $200 looking at this. So the cheapest ones in the area, $284, and they're going up to $2,700. I wonder if that's the bigger lot, $2,700. Maybe I did $3,000 as the top instead of $1,500 or something. That's a lot of property taxes. I'm going to leave them. It doesn't seem to be like 500, 500, 500, 500, and then all of a sudden 1,500. They just kind of scale up. So if there was a big jump in that, I would cut off at the big jump and delete the bigger ones because those would be buildings or something more going on. Yeah, so these all have water, power, sewer. This one's got a mortgage, $53,000 mortgage. See if we can see prior sale price. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Well, they just call it sale price. I wish their titles and the columns would be the same as the what's going on here? Maybe they are. Oh, it is. It does line up. Okay, I just clicked the wrong column. Okay, prior sale price $3,000. I mean, somebody bought this thing for $3,000 and I go offer them $45,000 or $60,000 or whatever. I'm not that far out of line, am I? I'm offering them crazy sauce over what they paid for it. But that was back in 77. So $3,000 happened up to 86, 87. So in the 80s, like I was born in 82, you know, in 81. So about the same time I was born, you could buy them for $3,000. And then here's some in the 90s going for $6,000. 90s, $24,000. Here's the 2000s are going for $100,000. And then at the top here, 2008, the top of the market, $585,000. That one doesn't count. Get that. 1995, $395,000. That was multiple properties in the deal, so it doesn't count. $290,000. It's the most somebody paid for a vacant property in there. But these hundreds, 125s, 130s, there's not even that many of them. 2014, that's right behind my head. Sorry guys, but yeah, like just it's probably the number's probably so small you can't see them anyway. So, and then that's only like 87 of the properties. Out of that, there's a whole bunch of them that haven't traded and recorded, you know, since computers started. So there's 183. So there's more than half of them haven't traded in any recent times. And so they're like recent times, I mean, since the 60s and 70s, they got data in here from the 60s and 70s of these things trading and what the price they traded at. So these other ones haven't traded since before then, or they traded something weird in a portfolio and the data didn't happen or whatever. But for the most part, they haven't traded. It's the same owners for a long, long, long time. They just passed on through the family, or same trust or whatever. Let's see what other kind of data we can look at. And that's so true, not just of this neighborhood, but land all over the place. A lot of it just doesn't change hands that much. Yeah, so that's the basic data. So what I like to do is drop information in here. So I like to make room because I know my information that I like to put in here goes to W, and so I'm going to stick some columns over there. I'm going to pull up some information to stick in here, like some cedar information. My computer's chugging along. I'll try to catch up on comments here pretty soon too. Maybe I'll look at comments while the computer does its thing. The gold color says Tahoe is so expensive. I know, right? So we can make fun of it. You either make fun of it or you profit from it. So I think we could profit from it. It got big prices up there. Maybe we go send some offers, buy some land for cheaper and sell it for cheaper, and just, you know, profit from the discrepancies in the marketplace. The gold color, 20 to 150 acres. I know, like I can't afford those properties right up close to the lake. So start with some of these little ones, trade a couple of little ones, and then maybe I can buy a bigger one. So the gold color says, Luke, you are so young. Wow, I'm 54, still training in MMA. Nice. California isn't the right place, but closer to Tahoe is a step in the right direction for me and Sonora. Yeah, Sonora. There's so many places in the world, in the U.S. There's so many places in the U.S. I mean, I could live in most any of them. There's beautiful pros and cons about each one of them. And I think different dispositions, and you can go for it. People are talking about where they're from, watching from Long Beach. The gold color says watching from Long Beach. Tracy Spencer says, hi Luke, I'm late. Am I late? No, you're not late. You're just in time. And anyone I missed, sorry I'm late. Okay, it's different people saying hello and good morning. And hello, good morning to everybody that's on the call. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Sorry I'm hitting you with all this heavy data, boring stuff, but this is the kind of stuff that I enjoy. This is how I buy land. And if I can explain that and present it, see if I can, well, there's the kids. What happened? I'm trying to open this file. I got too much stuff going on the screen. So let's see. I might have lost my... There it is. I don't know why this isn't opening. So something wrong with opening files right now. Maybe I got too much stuff going with the cameras and everything. So what I was going to do, let's see if I go back to this, is I was going to import like columns here that have the name, place, price, and all that kind of stuff. And then I was going to use this data to mail merge it into a letter. And I mail merge the letter, and the letter says, "Hello, I'm Luke Smith, and I'd like to buy your land. And don't worry, I got the information from the public records," because a lot of people are like, "How did you get my information?" Like, it's because you say, "I just got it off the internet," and they get really pissed. But it's all on the internet. And yeah, it's I got it from public records from anybody who asked. Anybody who asks can go get your information off the public records. It's public information. That's the point of public information, right? So pull up that information, I take a look at some statistics and things, and this is what I'm willing to pay. And it's just an offer. This is how much money I have and I'm willing to pay for your property. It's in this area that meets these criteria and everything. And if you're interested in selling it to me, give me a call or sign here or mail it back or fax it back or whatever. Just send me an email, however you like to communicate. Let me know. And I'll send over somebody with a cashier's check and some paperwork. You sign here, you get some money, and there you go, you're done. Or some of these bigger dollar ones, I'll send over a title shop with some paperwork and sign here, and you get paid and you're done. And that's it. Got the land, and then I go put it up on ruralvacantland.com. So let's go to ruralvacantland.com and let's talk about some land. This is where the land comes from. Let's get my mug off of here. Let's look at listings and for sale. And so right now we got, so totally different than what I was looking at last night, because people keep posting properties, which I think is so cool. New ones keep coming up. You know, last night I tried to make a video about one of the properties. It was for sale. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. It's 10 acres in Cochise County for $3,000. I'm like, wow, this is cheap. Eric's really outdone himself. Or Curtis, sorry, Curtis put the one up there. And I'm like, I'm going to make a video about this one before I get distracted. And I started making a video. I'm clicking on it in the video and it's sold. I'm like, what the heck? Can't even make a video fast enough about some of these. So that's not the case with every single property. I wish it were that fast, but now you're listening, you're watching. Let's talk about some land. So the last one that's posted on the website is 2.27 acres in San Bernardino County, California. And this is, I'm guessing Willie did this. Yeah, Willie's got this one up here. He keeps posting these properties. He's asking $7,490 or $249 down and $249 per month. That's just the backside of Los Angeles. There's 29 Palms. He's last week he was on the call. He's saying he's got some in 29 Palms coming up. So this must be one of the ones he just got. Some of the first land I ever bought off a mailer was in 29 Palms. I about fell out of my chair. I sent the mail out and I was like, yeah, I want to buy some land. I want to buy some land. It's like, I'll offer you $500 for your land. That's all I got. And guy called back and he said, yeah, but I got two of them. So you got to buy both of them. Like, oh man, I bought two of them, $500. I think I turned around and sold those properties for like $4,500 each or something. It's probably way too cheap. They go for more than that, but they sold really quick. I was like, wow, this is cool. I can do that. I can do that times 100. So now you see properties flying all over the place. And Willie's got this one, $6,990. He's asking $249 down, $249 a month. I bet you it's the cheapest one out here. It's 29 Palms, and nice thing about 29 Palms, there's streets, power lines all over the place. You drive up to them and hook up power and go for it. A lot of them have like old foundations you can start building on. Tracy Spencer says, what happened to the $99 a month? Yeah, $99 a month. I post a bunch of $99 a month properties, Tracy, and I'm sure there's still some on the website. You know what happens is people put the $99 down, and then 3 months later, by my experience, when I do like the same down payment as the monthly payment, and I look at the statistics, historical statistics, 3 months. After 3 months, 50% of the people that bought that property stop paying. They don't make it past month 3. 50%. 50% of them. It's just crazy. It's like, guys, why? Why? It's just don't have enough skin in the game. And I try to rework deals with them and try to figure it out. I chase my tail trying to get it to work. So I started asking for more money. Yeah. But there's still a bunch of them on the website. So if you want to have a shot at it, go for it. There's one I just made a video about last night of Curtis's. Here's 10 acres in Cochise County. Let's take a look at this one. $8,000. So 10 acres, Cochise County, $8,000. And you know, I might have messed up. You know, this might have been the one I started making a video about, and you changed the price, or it wasn't set up right or something. Yeah, because it's got a power line. So I started making a map, and there's a power line just south of this one. There's power lines over here. So I think he had it up for $3,000 for a second or two, because he probably copied an old ad and it wasn't right. And I started making a video about it, and then it disappeared before I could finish. That's probably what it was. So if you take a look at this thing, you got crop circles or irrigation pivot points up to the north, and this is 10 acres, and I think this is RU4. So if we look at down here, yeah, zoning RU4, and that 4 means 4 acre minimum per property. And so what you can do is you could sell half this property to somebody else. Like if you bought the whole thing, you could probably sell 5 acres or 4. You could sell 4 acres and keep 7 to yourself. Am I doing the math right? 6. Keep 6 for yourself. And you know, use that to subsidize the cost of buying this thing. If you sell it right, you might even break even and get the land for free. But there's a power line there. I mean, there's a power line and a road and 10 acres. That's just $8,000. Just keep the whole 10 acres. There's other homesteads in the area. This is in Cochise County. So if you go to ruralvacantland.com, look up Cochise County, 10 acres, $8,000. You see that property. Curtis has that one on there. This one's sold. It's not marked sold. It shouldn't be in the list, but I'll fix that later. Cochise County, $4,000. Curtis must have just done a mailer in Cochise County. He's getting a lot of these Cochise County properties. So $4,000 for 2.25 acres. It's kind of goofy shape looking one. But it looks like it's got a couple roads, and you could probably sell off. This looks like multiple lots. You could probably sell it off in bits and pieces. He put the legal description in there. Oh yeah, look at that. Ooh, Curtis, why don't you sell those individually? Guys, you could take advantage of Curtis. Look at this. Legal description: Arizona Bell Unit 5, lots 207, 208, 209, 210, 211, 212, 214. So how many lots is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's already split. You can go sell off each one of those lots by itself. You can sell 7 lots out of this thing. I mean, if you sold them for, how much is he asking? $4,000. If you sold each lot for $995 or something like that, you'd be totally positive. I mean, you'd be positive a couple grand. That's an economic one there. I should probably buy it and sell off the pieces. Here's another one. 1.14 acres, $1,500. Curtis got this one on the board too. $1,500 for 1.14 acres, and this one's just one lot, just classic one lot Arizona Sun sites. There's a road and a big crop circle next to it. Irrigation pivot point. Castilla County, Colorado. Let's see who's got this. Dave Ayers is coming up with Castilla County. And 1 acre for 2,831. I need to get some maps going on these properties. Arizona, Apache County, Dave Ayers got this one, 2,197, 1.17 acres in Apache County. Okay, so let's look at some, let's catch up with some comments. Tracy Spencer says, you got to start from the bottom of the ladder and work your way up. Happy kids. Yeah, exactly. Like land dealing. Start with the $500 properties and go work your way up from there. Mysterious Granny says, I'm starting to think I'm going to stay in Ohio, even though I hate the cold. Yeah, I rarely see what I'm looking for at cheap prices way out there. An acre is $40,000 where I'm from, so I can't afford that at all. Yeah, I mean, it's the prices are all relative. Tracy says, never give up, Granny. Yeah, look at this neighborhood I was just showing you before. Not that you want to go move to that neighborhood. I'm not saying you do or don't. But one property trades for 60 grand and the others are trading at like 130 grand. How does that make any sense? I mean, that's, you just got to do the right shopping too. Let's see. Sanju says 50% default rate. Wow, I know, right? 50% default rate. That's not on the properties where people put like something down. You know, they put $1,000 down, or you know, a couple $1,000 down, or they went to go take a tour. Like if they actually went to take a tour, I think they're more serious about the property. But when they're buying it on terms from the other side of the country and it's a low down payment, yeah, a lot of those people default. 3 months, half of them. I mean, it's first month or two is not so much. 3 months really drops off. And then it's kind of harmonic rate from there. You know, a year or two, people keep going. If they make it past that 3 month, it's from my experience. Maybe other people have different experiences, but I like my neighbors, except the raccoons. They tear up my garbage. 73X's says, nice. Yeah, Tracy Spencer says, where's your land at, Luke? I'd rather deal with you. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so I've got properties in the backside of California right now. I've got numerous different properties, but the ones that I'm working on right now are mostly California. And people say, why California? Regulations are crazy. Yeah, regulations are crazy. But people pay cash. I'm in business. And people buy these things with cash. You know, so like along the back sides of the mountains here, there's a bunch of properties. This is Lake Tahoe. From, you know, Grass Valley down to wherever the heck this is, you know, just down the hill from Yosemite, by all this national forest, all these little towns. These are my properties that I've got right now. These aren't $500 properties. These are, you know, $50,000 and $80,000 properties. So there were 7 lots and 2.27 acres. Sanju, yeah. So there's that one that that Curtis had on the board is 7 lots. I'm not saying they're huge lots or anything, but you could totally go sell them one by one. They're already mapped out. They're already lots. They're their own units. You can sell each one of them. Now there's regulations in Arizona. Those were in Arizona, that if you sell more than, I think it's 5 lots in the same neighborhood, you have to have a neighborhood report with the sale. And if you don't, then whoever you sell it to can complain and come back to you for their money later on someday, like within a 2-year window or something. So look at the neighborhood dealing regulations before you go buy 7 and sell, you know, buy 7 at once and sell them all at one time. I mean, maybe sell 5 and instead of sell a couple pairs or something. If you want to stay out of those regulations, just do 5 sales out of the package, or go study the regulations and make sure you comply with the reporting part of it. Andrew says, I had a bear drag my garbage can 200 yards down the road last year. Nice. I don't know if it's nice, but yeah. Sanju says, I heard $200 is the point where the default rate goes down significantly. Yeah, I haven't studied the price that the payment price where the default rate goes down significantly, but when you say that, I wouldn't disagree with that at all. I wouldn't be surprised at all if that was the case. Mysterious Granny, I think she's in Ohio, right? Do morel mushrooms grow out west? This is my favorite thing to do, mushroom hunting. I used to pick morels a bunch in northern Michigan. And there's also morels. I picked them in northern Europe, and canterelles and chicken of the woods and a lot of different mushrooms. And it's elevation wise too. So if you're in Colorado or you're in California and it's moisture, what trees are growing there, and elevation, and a combination of those things, and which way the hill's facing, and all that kind of stuff, you can get into morels. There's a lot of other mushrooms. Like, I don't think you should just limit your palate to morels. There's a lot of awesome mushrooms out there. I got an app on my phone to identify mushrooms. I forget the name of it, but that's fun too. Try to figure out if you get the right one. Okay, so chicken of the woods. Yeah, chicken of the woods is a it's a really popular mushroom. Let's see. I'll pull up a picture. Yeah, right there. There's a chicken of the woods. Looks like their gobbler, or the little thing on their neck or on their head, you know. Chicken in the woods. Yeah, but I mean, you cut that off and you go fry it up. It's they can be awesome. They taste really good. They're a beautiful mushroom and they taste really good. Fried up in butter. Just got to clean it out because little bugs get in between the cracks in there. Yeah, I just got to wash them out. Okay, so we did the mailer. We talked about some of the stuff that's on the that's up for sale on the website. Let's maybe dig in a little bit further. I got sidetracked. So Apache County. Let's see what else comes up. Chicken of the woods equals quail. Yeah, there you go. That's a good chicken to eat too. Just so small little guys. So there's some more cochise. I think Curtis is putting up cochise after cochise. If we looked at the list of cochise right now, there's a bunch of cochise in Costilla County too. I was looking at the list of Colorado. We got like 40 something properties on the website right now in Colorado, and oh, we got another Hawaiian one on the board. I think this is one of mine. Yeah, so here we go. This one is this one priced? I gotta price this one. So this is Non-Valley Estates, and there's a bunch of trees. It's really green. You can drive right up, have fun with it. They've got people doing yurt living in that neighborhood. They've got a little community garden that you can look at, or not garden, what do you call it? You know, fruit and vegetable market. And so it's just a bunch of lots in this neighborhood. This is the same kind of neighborhood. I was just we're doing the mailer on and up by Lake Tahoe. I mailed this neighborhood, bought different properties, sold them numerous times, and I think whoever bought this one in the past didn't fully pay for it, and we're well past the timelines, and so it's back on the market. And so talking about terms, people not following through with terms, here's a property you can swing at again. So it's all free, clear, ready to go. Houses in the area. I got to figure out the pricing on this one and get it back on the board. Love yurts. Yeah, I know, right? In Hawaii. Should just keep this one. Go build a little Hawaiian shack. So, Izard County, Arkansas. Izard County, Arkansas. Somebody else buying some Izard County. Let's see who this is. Click on it and see what's going on here. It's taking a while to load. Curtis. Okay, so Curtis is putting some Izard County, Arkansas on the board. Looks like he's cherry picking nice streets, power lines and stuff. Lake County, Oregon, $150 a month. Let's take a look at this one. This is in a newer area compared to all the other ones we've been pulling up here recently. So Luke Harris. Luke Harris is on the website. His phone number is there. His name, number, email. And he's got a property in Lake County, Oregon. He's asking $11,100 for, or $300 down and $150 a month for 72 months. And looks like it's on a street. See if there's no street view there, but it looks like it's got some neighbors. Looks like your neighbor has a bus. Little dirt road you can pull up, and looks like you can do what you want there. A little lake down the street. Not exactly sure where this is. Oh, Christmas Valley. Okay, so it's the Christmas Valley area. So we've got Klamath Falls down here and Bend, Oregon up here, and then Christmas Valley in between. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. I was gonna try to call some of the people that have some properties they want to show off, and see if I can get some of these guys on the line. Turn up the volume on them. So Andy Barnhart's got one in Cochise. So let's take a look at this. See if I can get it on the line.
Hello, this is Andy.
Hello, Andy. It's Luke. I got you live on YouTube.
Yeah, well, hey, Luke.
Hey, welcome.
Hey.
So I got a property.
How are you?
Good. Swinging away. I'm playing with some new camera gear and some new lights and new background and stuff. And yeah, just having fun with it. So
Yeah.
I got one of your properties up on the screen, and it's 8 acres in Cochise County, $23,995. Is this over in the west? Where is this one at?
Yeah, it's
Nice.
it's near Tombstone. It's in the west part of the county. The Tombstone Sierra Vista area. So property's a little more it's selling for a little more money over in the west part of the county, and I've been doing a lot of smaller lots near Wilcox and Douglas, and those are kind of $100 an acre, a couple $100 an acre properties, but
yeah,
kind of been exploring around Cochise County and some of the higher valued areas, and yeah, this one's a nice little 8 acre, be a great little homestead.
nice.
Somebody wants to get out there and build a tiny home and start living off the grid, and it'd be perfect for that kind of thing.
Yeah, it looks like there's a road. It looks like there's a couple houses around the valley, and what's this, Highway 80 not too far away? Is that just like a 2-lane highway maybe? Yeah, it kind of looks like a 2-lane highway.
Yep.
And then you could take that up to Tucson. You know how far it is to Tucson? It's probably not that far, is it? Or Tombstone's along the way. And then St. David, Benson. Okay, I know where we're talking now. And Tucson a little
Let's
bit
see, it's
further
about an
up.
hour and 20 minutes to Tucson.
Okay. So you can go if you're going to like the airport or something. You can make that run. Or most of the supplies you probably get in Tombstone and Benson. I think Benson has Home Depot, Walmart. I think Bisbee might.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, there's a Home Depot in Sierra Vista too. I just found one. Yeah. So Walmart,
yeah,
Home Depot, that's a lot closer. That's 22 miles, 29 minutes, what Google's saying. Cool. So you're probably getting supplies out of Sierra Vista then. That's probably your local supply center.
Yeah. Yeah, we included a link to, I kind of watched this, I found out about Handyman from you, Luke.
It's fun to watch, right?
The Handyman on YouTube, and I think there's in the top upper half of the description paragraph, there's a link to, there's one of his videos where he talks about the RU4 zoning designation, and that's what you want to, that's desirable if you want to homestead and do the kind of things they're doing out there, and just go off grid and kind of do whatever you want.
Yeah, just go for it, right? No, it's cool. He sets it up. He teaches it pretty well, and he teaches a lot of stuff. So it's fun. It's fun to see. It's fun to watch him do it. It's fun. He and I think his wife's pregnant now. I haven't watched the videos in a month or two. I've been too busy, but I think, or maybe they were trying to get pregnant. I'm not sure that she's pregnant yet, but they've been working on, the tiny home and planning to build a bigger home. And I want to see them build the bigger home. They were going to build it out of rammed earth. I should check in, see if they're building that thing yet. It'll be fun to see them build a big one out of rammed earth. It's gonna wear him out. He'll probably use a bunch of bigger equipment to move the earth around and compact it after time. But I mean, he was doing it by hand.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, last I checked in with them, they were building a big, just huge garage kind of machine
big
shed.
metal building.
So I think this 8 acres would be ideal for something. If someone like that just wants to get started.
Yeah, that would be cool.
It's a real pretty area. You can see from the pictures, not mountains and grass, and it's not all just flat desert.
Yeah, I haven't had much
desert land.
I haven't had much land in that area. I've mailed it numerous times, mailed offers at higher and higher prices, and I still didn't get stuff. Really sink my teeth into stuff on the western third of Cochise County, like where the prices are higher. I just never really, I don't know, maybe they said, oh, it's this jerk again who offers like stupid low numbers, and I'm not gonna deal with him even though his numbers are going up. Whatever.
The last mailer, we're buying several really nice properties in this, going through title, and they're all going to be above $20,000 to $30,000, but they're real high quality, nice properties in Cochise, and
it says It says you're using Pioneer Title.
Going through Pioneer Title and
Bisbee,
Sierra Vista office.
Sierra Vista office. Okay. I don't know if I've ever used that.
They have offices everywhere, but there's a senior escrow agent that gave us a really good investor rate, and closing them all through her. So we'll definitely have more coming.
Good deal.
In 2 weeks too.
Keep them coming. Thank you.
This one was the very first one we bought out of the mailer because it just jumped out at us, and something that even I personally would like to own, something like that, to have a little place. I'm living in the mountains of Colorado right now, and I have about 4 feet of snow in my yard, so something like
4 feet.
Something like this. Yeah.
You can't even use a snowblower on that. You gotta shovel that stuff. Or maybe it's like successive layers and you snow blow it every day or what?
Well, yeah, I've been the past month I've been snow blowing the driveway almost every day, and then it just piles up in the yard, and
Yeah.
it's about 4 feet in my front yard. So
That's some serious snow. Yeah, I don't miss that. I grew up in
yeah,
northern Michigan, and I dealt with a lot of snow, a lot of cold wind coming off a cold lake, and just yeah, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous, fun stuff you can do in the
yeah,
snow.
yeah. It's Steamboat Springs. There's a ski resort here, and
Yeah,
get the kids out on skis and make sledding hills all over the
yeah,
yard.
exactly. Sledding. Just keep it sledding.
Yeah,
No, cool. Okay, thanks, Andy. I'm gonna try to call some of the other guys too. Thank you.
yeah. All right. Thank you,
Yep.
Luke.
All
All
right.
right. Have a good day.
You too. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. So that's cool looking Cochise. I'm jealous he's getting the ones in the west of the county because I tried so hard and I never got them. I got a couple, but I never really got good ones. Let's try Willie. He's got one here, San Bernardino County. Um, let's pull this one up. He's always got San Bernardino County, right? Um, see, there's some comments going by. Snow, yuck. Hello, Luke and fams. Yeah, cheers, maiden. Only Prepper says, try 8 months. Tracy, I'm getting ready to run away from it, but you can't feel your fingers when you freeze up. Yeah, it just gets cold. Cold. We're past the novelty part of fall when it first starts snowing. Now we're just in the thick of it, right? So let's see what he's got.
Howdy, Luke.
Hey, Willie, you watching the show?
I am not actually.
That's fine.
I was eating.
It's kind of a long one.
What's going on?
So I got one of your
Okay.
properties pulled up. It's 2.27 acres, San Bernardino County. You're asking 7,490 or 249 down and 249 a month for 32 months. And this
Okay.
looks like a Willie property. You've got San Bernardino County and LA County and Kern County again and again and again. So you got them
Yeah.
covered. This one,
Got my name all over it.
yeah, all over the map. Like wherever you look at land for sale, it's you,
Yep.
which is cool.
Sorry, what's the APN on it? Let me just
Yeah,
look it up really quick. Make sure I'm talking about the right one.
I hear ya. 062019306.
062019
306.
306. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so we just picked that one up.
It's like Indian
that one
Trail
just got to the
Road.
market. We have sent out a pretty classic mailer out in San Bernardino. I
Nice.
think let me just clarify. I think this one is out near Joshua Tree, 29 Palms area.
Yeah, north of
So
29 Palms, up north of 29 Palms.
yeah, yeah, it's a good property, good desert square, a little over 2 acres. Yeah, a lot of people like living out near Joshua Tree, being near a national park. Have a lot
Yeah.
to do there. Go camping, go there for the weekend. So we've had a lot of interest in that area. So yeah, so I sent out a mailer there, trying to pick up some property,
Good.
getting that one and a few others. So if anyone's interested in this property, yeah, like all my properties, you can own or finance it. I also have a number of properties coming nearby out in 29 Palms and Joshua Tree area. So if you're interested in those areas, I guess you can contact me. I'm getting some with water, electric. Some are bigger, a little bit bigger acreage than
Yeah.
this one. But yeah, this one just popped up. Just closed on this one this week. So
Cool. I'm just
Yeah, I think
looking.
it's good property, good owner finance terms as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at the map. Looks like 2 out of 3 of the neighbors right there have pools in their backyard. So it means like they got a little more of a pulse going on. And they've got power lines. Like there's a power line not to the street right in front of this lot, but like add 2 or 3 poles and you're into the power grid. So there's 3 houses there that all have power hooked up. And I mean, it wouldn't take much of anything to probably run from there over to this property to get power. So I think that's pretty close to the power grid. And there's little dirt roads. You could drive up there and you're not very far off paved road, Indian Trail Road, Mesquite Springs Road.
Yep.
Like you could go up to Indian Trail and then go over to, I think it's Adobe. Yeah, Adobe Road. You could take
Yep.
Adobe Road down.
They got things going on over there, so.
No, but it's not even downtown.
I
It's
think
just
I don't know,
like
people like it.
right down the street.
Oh,
Yeah,
right down the street is the DMV. Yeah, so if you need to get your driver's license or
there you go.
take your car in for whatever, then
Change
you're
your
hooked up. So.
change your address when you get
Yeah,
there.
no, I think it's right. Yeah, it's got electric right nearby. There's people living. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see that pool you're talking about.
Yeah. There's a bar down the street too.
yeah,
You could
go.
probably ride your bike to the bar.
Your neighbor has a pool. You just make friends and then make friends with your neighbor, go to his pool, and then you go to the bar and have a good time.
Exactly.
Hopefully you don't drive to the DMV after, but.
Oh, there's an alien vapory next to the bar. That'd probably be an interesting place to visit.
Yep.
There's a hardware store. There's a lot of stuff down there that's spread across the area.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Okay. I've spent a little bit of time in 29 Palms, but I've never really.
I know you've done a lot of work out there, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, those are some of the first properties I ever bought off of mailers were in 29 Palms. I must have mailed 29 Palms like a half dozen times. And,
yeah.
you get properties.
It's a huge area. I mean, as you go out further east, I mean, you get so many properties out there near Wonder Valley.
Yeah, Wonder Valley. All these 5-acre ones.
Yeah.
The ones closer to town are more valuable. You get way out there, Wonder Valley. They're more windswept, and less power lines, less infrastructure. The roads are junkier, but I mean, you can still totally go for it. It's a lot more freedom to shoot your guns in every direction and stuff. But pros and cons for either direction. Some of the first properties I ever bought were over there. They're like $500 for 5 acres, and that doesn't happen. Yeah, you can't get those anymore. But I bought some of those, and I remember this lady bought one from me. She was from Michigan, and it was they sent me a cashier's check for $4,500. It's like, woohoo! Yeah, sweet. This was. I didn't even have the website set up. Yeah, it was like really first deal, like right out of the gate. Did all the paperwork, and she was really nice. They were so happy. They were like crying happy to get that property, and they shopped all over the place, and this was the cheapest, best one they could find. They were staying out there looking for land. They wanted to buy land before they went back to Michigan, got ready to come back again. So, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Anything else about that one? Okay. So that's Willie. Willie's on the website. He's got a bunch of these properties all over the area, and you can just start searching on ruralvacantland.com anywhere in Kern, Los Angeles County, and San Bernardino County. I mean, you're mostly just going to run into Willie. He's got a whole bunch of them. Tracy Spencer says, the government is slow, not Luke. I don't know. I'm pretty slow, right? Let's see. Let's try the next caller. Dave Ayers. So Dave's got, he keeps coming up with properties. Let's get him on the screen. I need a couple more arms to hit all these buttons. Bear with me. We'll call him. Usually I do phone through the computer and I just click on it and I don't have to type stuff in and everything. But I can't do that with the video going. It just makes like a echoing mess. So I'm using a separate phone that I'm not used to using. That's why it takes me a little longer. Maybe I should have him on speed dial. So here's Dave.
This is Dave.
Hi, Dave. Luke Smith, Rural Vacant Land. I got you live on YouTube.
Hi, Luke. Good morning.
Hey, morning. Thanks for answering the phone.
Sure.
So I got one up on the screen. I'm not sure if you picked it out or Gillian picked it out or what, but it's 1 acre in Castilla County, Colorado. You're asking $1,297. And you know, I was talking to this lady last night. I made a couple videos last night. She called me at like 10 at night or something, and she was asking for properties in southern Colorado. So I started pulling up the Colorado properties, trying to find something that met her criteria. And it's like Dave in Castilla County, Dave in Castilla County, Dave in Castilla County. You got a bunch of them going on there right now. Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah, it's a fun place.
Good deal. I didn't look at the sold list, how many of them you sold on there, but there's a bunch of them up for sale right now. So this one is 1 acre, and do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, sure do.
Can you tell us more about it?
Bringing it up here along with you, but so we do a lot of work with anything from camping properties to, the off-grid build-away type of properties here, and so a 1 acre property is very rare actually in this area. You generally have to have it. It's mostly 5 acre properties in the area, so 1 acre is very uncommon, and it ends up being a lot of ladies that call because they don't want to have to take care of 5 acres. They don't want all this acreage to work with, so they call and they want something a little smaller, and so it's very important that when you're looking in Colorado, you get at least an acre, because then you can drill a well and everything as well. So anything under an acre, we just call them, they're just camping properties and all that. So
that answers my next.
1 acre for $1,297.
That answers my next question, because it looks like it's 4 lots, and I was like, why don't you just sell them separately? But you just hit the nail on the head. If they're grouped together into 1 acre, you can drill a well. If you sell them separate,
that's it.
You can't get the water. Makes more sense now.
Yep.
So there's some beautiful mountains in that area. Are you looking at the Sandy Cristos, or what are you looking at from this area?
Off to the east, you're looking at the Sangre de Cristo, and off to the west, I can't remember the name of the mountain range off the top of my head.
Is it Blanca? Is it Mount Blanca?
Mount Blanca's off to the north there.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's the big 14er in the area that everybody loves. And just off to the east there in the Sangre de Cristos is one of the largest ranches in the nation. They've got something like, I don't know, 88,000 acres there now. So guys come in and pay $10,000 to hunt elk on their land there. So we've got a lot of guys. There's a lot of public land there, and a lot of UTV riding, and so guys will buy one of these so they don't have to book a camping spot a year in advance. They can just come out whenever they want to, or escape the city.
What's a UTV?
Escape the city for a weekend.
I just thought they're ATVs. When did everyone call them UTVs?
UTV is more like the utility vehicles. If you remember like these Kawasaki mules, it's become a whole industry now where it's like a
fancy golf cart.
Better, souped up golf cart. Right?
Yeah, gotcha. Makes more sense.
So we're actually going out in June, and we go out there to Colorado, take a few friends, and we trailer out a bunch of our UTVs out there and just ride all over Colorado.
You take guns?
Not on this trip.
No.
Generally, I mean,
is it a beer trip? Or kids? Take kids.
Yeah. The kids jump in too. So
Okay.
it's like,
Yeah, that's
it's
probably
a
better to
family trip.
leave the
Like,
guns and beer at home. Focus on the kids.
yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
But it could very easily be a gun trip. If, I mean, there's just so much to do, right?
Yeah.
You got to narrow it down. What are we going to do this year? So.
Sounds fun. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for bringing this one. Thanks for bringing all these Colorado properties. A lot of people ask about Colorado, so it's cool to have a bunch of them on the website. I don't know why. I just never really mailed in Colorado. I don't know Colorado. Like, you're talking about the 14s, and I'm thinking you mean the height of the mountain, like one of the ones that goes over 14,000 foot. Am I?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just getting that from reference, right? From you talking. I'm learning. I don't know Colorado that well. I know a lot of other parts of the country better.
I guess I should talk a little more. Like, I'm just expecting that if people are hunting there or looking there, that they kind of know. But it's several of these hikers will go out and they want bragging rights to say they've done they've hiked or climbed X number of 14,000 foot mountains there in Colorado.
Gotcha.
So it's become.
I've been talking to my wife about.
And I'd love to know more about that.
Oh yeah, like well, I got some old YouTube videos. I haven't made videos in a while, but before I ever started making videos about land, I made videos about spearfishing. So if you look up like, I think one of the most popular ones is Coronado Islands. Like Coronado Islands spearfishing YouTube or something. I haven't chimed in for forever on this. Yeah, so now other people's videos come up, but it used to be all my videos, and mine are like getting really old.
Yeah.
Here's one. Spearfishing triggerfish at Coronado Islands on YouTube. And you know, you guys, if you want to go look those kinds of videos up, you can. But just this is like a long time ago, and I was just learning how to spearfish. So it was fun to mount a camera on the gun and go shoot stuff and just dive around. Yeah, I look at it now, and it's like, oh man, my form is awful. My technique is awful. Everything's just awful. I'm a lot better spear fisherman now, and I've done a lot of training and gotten more into it over time. A lot better gear, better technique, breath hold, and everything. Bigger fish, different fish, a lot more patience, a lot less splashing around and movement, so you can get closer in and more with the fish before you pick out the one that you want. But yeah, this the old YouTube channel is called Luke Smith. I even got a good name, so YouTube was so young. So the channel is Luke Smith. Yeah, just a bunch of old ones. Yeah. But I was talking to my wife about the boat. You know, my boat kind of sits there a bit, and what I'd like to do is go down to the marina, like my favorite marina that's in the area, and go make cash offers on boats and go through the marina and say, okay, I like this one, probably goof around on my phone a little bit, look at the market and things, and make a cash offer. Oh, this is pretty cool. I could do that one. Goof around on my phone a bit, make a cash offer, like make a form where I can handwrite in the prices and just put it in like a big Ziploc bag and duct tape it or tape it to the boat, like to the entrance of the boat, and just go through the marina and do that. I'm sure someone's going to yell at me and they get mad at me and everything else, but the boats sit there in the marina, and my favorite marina down there is Kona Kai in San Diego, and they charge like for a 30-foot slip, which is the smallest one they got, like $700 a month. And so when you think of land and HOA fees and stuff, and if you ever mail offers to places that have fees, like ongoing fees, they're the first ones that want to dump that thing. You know, like they want to sell it fast, right? They don't like those fees when it's just sitting there and it's not being used. I think boats are a lot like that. And so just the ongoing maintenance of a boat is wears on people, but if you put it in an expensive marina, it should really wear on you. And maybe the best offers are the ones that come back like 3, 4, 5 months later because the person hasn't visited the boat in that long, and before they actually see my offer, say, yeah, give me the cash, get me out of here. I can justify paying for the marina because I bought the boat so cheap compared to everything else, and keep one in the marina instead of on the dock, and something that's a little more kid friendly than what I have. And I think I might take it out more, so maybe use it as an office. Just something else. There's a lot of beautiful ocean out here, and just get out into it and enjoy it more and have fun with it. So yeah,
if you video from there, you won't even need a green screen, actually. So.
I know, right? You just leave the background up. It's hard to set up a good background outside. I mean, the wind starts picking up, and it started raining the one time I tried it. It's rain or wind. I'm not totally comfortable. So yeah, I try this green screen. Kind of looks goofy, but it's fun too. And we'll just play with it. Okay, so thanks for coming on. Thanks for bringing land to the show. And I'm gonna get this goofy stuff out of the background, bring up some maps, and call the next guy. Thanks, Dave.
Okay, Luke, and you already about to hit, so anybody looking there, I just thought I'd mention that real quick. So, Luke, cool. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for bringing up the land. Thanks for coming on the show. Talk to you later. Talk to you again next week.
Thanks.
Yep. Bye.
All right.
Okay, next up we've got Jason Lydiard. He keeps coming up with properties in Alabama and Florida, and so here's one in Alabama. Let's see if we can get him on the line, see if he answers. Jason, thanks for coming on the line. You're live on YouTube. And I got one of your properties pulled up. You got a property in Baldwin County, Alabama. I think I've seen this one before. Or maybe you got a couple of them there. $9,000 or 1,000 down and 250 per month. Can I ask you a question before we jump into it?
Sure thing.
Okay, so earlier on in the call, we were talking about default rates on terms, and how someone was saying if the terms payments are a little over $200 per month, you get a lot less default, and like the default rate drops significantly. And have you noticed anything like that? Like you start asking for more per month, you get more people actually pay it off.
I would absolutely second that. I've got two that were over 200, and they all paid out on their first ones. Every one that I've ever had under 200, no, I take that back. Probably, I'd say 75% of them will default at some point.
Yeah, 75%.
Especially if you get under, like the Arizona or something way out west where they're $50, $60 a month, it's almost guaranteed for most of the time.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So on to the property. So a little bit of information there for land dealers and a little bit of information for people shopping for land. So this $9,000, you're doing 1,000 down and 250 per month, 48 months. To me, that sounds like serious terms. Like the person that's going to put the 1,000 down, hopefully they go take a look at the property and they love it and they go for it and they go build something on it and they really make it happen and run with it. What can you tell me about the property?
Well, that's more of an infill lot. It's right on the outside of a town called Perdido, Alabama. There is obviously with a in the picture, there's a fire hydrant, so there's water available. There's power on the street. It is city trash pickup.
Okay.
You do have to have, there's no sewage, so you do have to have a septic on that one. So it's a lot closer to the city. There is some land behind it. There's about 17 acres, and I contacted the owner of that, and they will allow hunting if you own that land. So get some Alabama deer. They're small, but hey, they still taste good.
I bet. Yeah. Do you carve your own deer?
No, we've got a couple of processing plants.
Yeah.
So it's just cheap enough to do it. Send it to them, and they'll do it.
Yeah. What do they charge?
Well, funny thing is, for the next 5 years, I don't have to do it because I traded
some land.
Traded a piece of land for some processing.
Nice. I used to process my own deer. I took some of them to the processors, but I mean, it's kind of like you shoot them, just finish it off, right? Like just carve them up. But whatever. So there's some power lines here.
It depends on where you live, because to hang a deer, it's probably not. Your neighbors don't like it if you live right next to somebody. So, but
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, my uncle had a barn. I didn't get a single one. I studied it close and I miserably failed. Maybe I just thought it was a lot cheaper than it really is over there. But I mean, it's all swamp. I mean, everywhere you go, it's swamp. The only place it's not swamp, there's like a road. It's just swamp everywhere. It still didn't work. But there was a lot of deer. My uncle would get permits from the state. I mean, he'd get farmer's permits, get like 40 permits. He didn't have that much land. It's like, how are you going to do with 40 deer? Like, you just shoot them,
where I grew
shoot.
up, you could get doe tags all day long, but you had to bid for a buck tag. I mean, it was tough. I mean, and if you got one year, good chance you weren't getting another one the next year. So
yeah, it's
I don't know
different.
out there where you were at. I don't know if they just handed them out like candy.
Yeah, I mean, it changed over time. It wasn't as many when I was much younger, but as I got a little bit older, the farmers were pissed off because the deer were just eating everything. The population had a huge boom. And the neighbor right next to my uncle, I mean, he would invite me over the first time, and it was like, let's go deer hunting. I'm like, okay. He had a bunch of land, and this is the kind of guy that hunts out of his truck. He just like opens the window and shoots a deer and then drives over and throws a deer in the back of the truck. Like, that's his style of hunting. He sits there with his coffee and waits. I was always like in the tree stand in the bush, hiding in camouflage, and trying to get him with a bow, or a little sportier, right? He'd just drive up and shoot him. But went over there one evening, and he's like, "We're going deer hunting." Okay, what time? I'm thinking before sun comes up. It's like, no, after dinner. Like, what? After, when it's dark, It's like, you hold the light, I'll shoot. I'm like, oh man. Just shine. It's so bad. It was so bad. Just you go up on his corn crib, and the deer come in, you just hold the light, and he just starts gunning them down. And the darn deer just stand there as he keeps shooting. It's not hunting. It's just awful. Totally awful. And
Right.
Then you just spend the rest of the night carving deer. And you just, fill up the freezers. And it starts taking the fun out of it. I kind of got wore out of deer hunting. I mean, it's not hunting anymore. So, yeah. So
while you've got me,
Go for it.
got me on YouTube, do you mind if I ask a question?
do it. Ask away.
I'm for your fellow listeners. If any of them are commercial guys, not commercial property, I should say, like investors, we're trying to get on the East Coast. We're trying to find an area that people are looking for property. Alabama, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, maybe even into Louisiana, Texas area. But if anybody in your listening group is looking for, said, hey, if I had 5 properties that were, I don't know, 5 acres or 10 acres in this county, they'd sell like hotcakes. So we're trying to get a list together from a couple of people, and we're going to do a targeted mailer. So if maybe I'll go back and look at the, if anybody says, hey, this area, I'd love that. I'll go back and look at the chat and see what they say.
Yeah, I'm sure the shoppers are out there. They might not be an hour and 45 minutes into this video, still paying attention, but I'm sure they're out there. A lot of people watch the recorded versions of these. You might get someone there too.
Exactly.
So Jason's
and
on.
My contact.
Yeah,
my contact information. Yeah.
Yeah, Jason's on the website. His phone number is 760-664-2436. And if you go to the part of ruralvacantland.com that says listings and you go down to landowners, you can pick Jason out of there too. Name, phone number, email. You can see all the properties that he's got. And yeah, so there's a couple different ways of doing it. And thank you. Thanks, Jason. I'm
Thanks, Luke.
gonna try to wrap it up.
Talk to you next week.
Talk to you later. Bye. Okay, so let's move on. I see a couple chats going by about the free land. I'm gonna give some free land away. Sorry I'm taking so long. I'm just trying to cover some bases here. I got all the paperwork done for, I think, November, December, January, or part of November, but December, January for sure. The land that I've given away, I haven't sent the paperwork out yet. I got it ready. I just got to print it and mail it, and I might be able to get to that today. Curtis, we're talking about a couple Curtis properties. Mike Hassman, let's try this one. So I think Mike, we've got, I think we've looked at this same property. Yeah, last week and the week before. Trying to save a little bit of time. I'm going to skip some of these. Sorry if I'm skipping you. But we've covered that property. Chris Gibson's got one, 40 acres in Nevada County. Let's see if Chris answers the phone. Looks like he's got snow on the ground. This must be some recent pictures. Some power lines. There's some nice mountains. This is a Pilot Valley in the winter. It's pretty cheap, 40. In the summer you see a lot of antelope, and there's wild horses here. There's Mustangs, elk, regular deer. Maybe he's not going to answer.
Hello, you've reached Wild West Lincoln.
Okay, I missed him. Let's move on. But, you know, Elko County, Nevada, 40 acres for $7,950. That's a pretty cheap 40. So Curtis, Mike, Chris. Let's see if we got Justin. Justin's got a property here. So what's he got? He's got Florence County, Wisconsin, 2.52 acres. Looks like it's got a little stream. Let's see if he answers the phone. He's asking $10,000 for this one. 2.52 acres. Looks like there's a lake in the area, a couple lakes in the area. I think this is just north of, oh, that's almost by the Michigan border there.
you've reached Justin Cleveland. I'm away from the phone right now.
It's like right on
you
the
would leave
border.
your name, number.
Okay, we'll skip him. But look at that. That's almost in the Upper Peninsula. It's way northern Wisconsin, up by Spread Eagle and a whole bunch of lakes. I bet you it's great fishing in the area. Florence. Get a nice springtime day out, and the thing will probably fly off the shelf. So next up we've got Patricia. She's got 80 acres in Kern County. Let's see if we can get her on the line. Okay, so $9,900, 80 acres, 80 acres for $9,900. That's pretty cheap. Let's see where this one's at. Okay, so Patricia's got this one. It's backside of LA, south of Ridgecrest, north of Lancaster, west of Barstow, east of Bakersfield, 80 acres, which is a lot of land. It's a big piece of land. $9,900. What is that per acre? I mean, that's some cheap land. That's pretty cool. That's a nice big one for not a whole lot of money. Okay, so Coconino. We got Mike. Mike's got one in Coconino. Let's see if we can get him on the horn. Okay, so he's asking $12,499 for this 6.6 acres. It looks like it's got some bush. Looks like it's got a road going right up to it. I think I've seen this one before. Dirt road going up to it. $12,499. We've got town down here. This is Ash Fork. So on Route 40.
Hi, this is Mike. Leave me a message.
Okay, so he's not answering. But it's in Coconino County. This is 40. This is Flagstaff. We're in northern Arizona. Grand Canyon's up here. So Grand Canyon has all this green stuff. So Grand Canyon is just south of Grand Canyon, north of Phoenix, between Phoenix and the Grand Canyon. And a little bit higher elevation, so you get more of these bushes and trees in the area. There's Williams, Ash Fork, and yeah, so just north of Ash Fork off the 40, back in this area with all these little roads where the property's at. Luke Harris, he's got some more Oregon land. Let's see if we can find that. See if I can get him on the horn. So he's asking $14,800 or $400 down and $200 a month for 72 months. And it's 2.4 acres near Klamath Falls, like up by Okay, I know this area. I don't know how you explain it, but kind of northeast of Klamath Falls. Sprague River. Just a lot of wide open wilderness out here. A lot of national forest. Okay, so I missed him. And just a lot of nature. It's good fly fishing in the rivers, hunting in the area. Good horse land. So here's another one in Klamath County. David Dennison. Let's check this one out that David's got. David Denniston. Okay, so he got the picture of his family in there. I think it's great. Bunch of smiling kids, wife and smiling. The whole family's smiling. I think it's awesome. So let's see if we can get him on the line. So 9,999 or 10. I gotta fix the pricing on this. 9,999 or 10,999 cash. $499 minimum down payment. So it's a lot. It's in Klamath County, Oregon, and
thank you for calling Dave Dennis.
basically asking 10
sorry
grand.
that I missed your call.
We'll hang up on his voicemail. Let's try the next one. Okay, Kern County, Aaron English. Let's see if we can get him on the phone. So $4,400 or terms of $500 down, $100 a month for 72 months. And it's 10 acres, Kern County, California. I got to get some better maps on this thing.
Hello, this is Liz with Vacant Land Guys.
Hey Liz, it's Luke. I got you Hey, I got you live on YouTube. I got one of your properties pulled up. Maybe if you got a couple minutes, I could ask you some questions.
Can I give you to Aaron? Because he might better be able to help you with that.
Yeah, that sounds good too.
Okay, hold on.
So,
hey Luke, how's it going?
Hey Aaron. So thanks for coming on. I got one of your properties up on the screen. It's this Kern County, 10 acres, and trying to present it. So we're trying to figure out this property. You're asking, let me go back to it. I had it and then I clicked through. Yeah, here we go. $4,400 or $500 down and $100 a month for 72 months. So this looks like
Oh yeah,
it's,
that one is we just sold all those.
Oh, good. Congratulations.
We just sold them.
What's the favorite property you got up for sale?
Let me see. What is this? 79.09 in Christmas Valley. Had a lot of people look at that one, and I don't know. It's my favorite one. It's probably one of my more expensive ones, but
yeah. So that's it's Oregon. Is that Klamath County, Oregon?
No, it's in Lake County, Oregon.
Lake County, Oregon. Okay, just a sec. I don't know the Oregon ones as well. Where do you live? You're up north. You're in Oregon. You're in Washington. You're in Washington, right?
I'm in I'm in Vancouver, almost
Okay.
in Portland.
Yeah.
Just north of the border.
Yeah. But so you're closer to the Oregon stuff. Probably know it better than I do. I mean, I've driven through Oregon a couple times back and forth. I got some cousins in different parts, but I don't feel like I know Oregon as well as I know lots of parts of the U.S. So Lake County.
Yeah, we actually went and camped right near this one, about 15 miles near this one. And
Nice.
it's all pretty much the same. It's just like flat desert sage, rolling hills, and some like bluffs all around you. So it's kind of cool. Lots of jackrabbits and mule deer everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool little property.
So I'm trying to get the pictures updated on here. Some of the pictures are missing. So I'm trying to get that fixed. Just looking at it. So I see price $15,499 for 80 acres, and got the map on here. There's like a scattering of trees. Is that like with topography or different ways? Maybe which way is facing the sun or not? Or
you're looking at the 80. I actually have another one at 79.09. That 80-acre one that's also available, but it's way off grid. Really hard to get to. And you can't build on it. So it's going to be like for recreational hunting, camping property. There's like nobody around in that area. So if you want to just go and get lost, that's a great one to go and camp out on. And, just do some hunting, camping, recreation type stuff. Take your 4-wheelers out there and ride around and
cool.
Shoot some stuff.
Exactly. So I'm not finding it on Rural Vacant Land. So I pulled up Vacant Land, guys. It's your website, right? And
yep.
Let's see if I find it on here. So this is 79.09. Here we go. I found it. Sage surrounded by wildlife in Christmas Valley. 17 grand or terms. $350 a month for 82 months and a $9,000 down payment. Okay. Yeah, so you got those cattle in the street. Nice. That looks like a nice. Is this
there's
you guys
like
driving out there?
Open range around here. You can just drive around, and then some cattle will be in the middle of the street, and you're like, okay, let's go through and don't mind me,
Yeah. I have friends who drive down Baja and they get all freaked out when there's cattle in the highway. I'm like, yeah, parts of the U.S. are like that. You just aren't used to it. You don't go there, right?
Yeah.
Lots of Europe is like that. Lots of places. Here's some horses. There's a Mustang running through the area.
Yeah, there's wild horses in the area. They actually have like a preserve, I think, to the east of there a little ways. And they have like an antelope preserve too.
Nice.
So it's pretty wild country, and they just kind of roaming around wherever.
Looks beautiful. Looks like it'd be a fun place to have some horses. Go ride horses around.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, this one is buildable with a CUP permit, and I don't know how much it is, but I think they're pretty cheap. You get them from the county. They're pretty easy to work with, real friendly people.
Yeah.
Not your typical county people, so they're pretty cool. Yeah, and they're real helpful too. They'll just tell you what you need to do. I think it's like a type 2 in A1, A2 zone. And I think this is in the A2 zone. And then I actually have a link on the website you can click on.
Oh yeah, the use permit application.
Yeah, so I try to make it easy for people to,
nice.
If they want to build out there, do whatever they want to do.
Good job. That's the way to do it. Just make it easy. Make it easy, easy, easy. The realtors always seem to want to make it hard. Like, we've got a phone book of disclaimers. Here you go. Like, read all this, sign all this. It's just doesn't.
Oh God, they're the worst.
Yeah, on and on.
Yeah, I had a couple. They were out there this weekend, and they're like, "Mind if we take the sand rail out there?" I'm like, "Yeah, just try not to tear it up." And they're like, "Yeah, we'll be careful. We'll just go to the perimeter, They were checking it out. They said it was pretty cool, but
Yeah.
it's not in their budget right now.
Yeah.
And they usually go up to the sand dunes up there, which is just north of this property.
Yeah.
I want to say 15 miles as the crow flies. It might be a little closer, but there's a road that goes directly north.
Yeah.
If you go down, actually east, maybe I think it's like 3-4 miles east, and then you head north, it takes you right to the sand dunes, like a direct route.
Cool.
A lot of people like to go up there and play in the sand dunes, and camp, and have fun, drink beer, party.
Yeah. That's how it goes. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Try again next week.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good. I might have some new properties.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. I think I got some of your letters. I got 2 of your offers.
Oh, yeah, the Hawaii one?
No.
Were they Hawaii?
No, I don't know if you want me to say. Or in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure that's you.
Callbacks on that. Got some pretty good deals.
20-acre ones.
So.
I think I sold one of the ones that you mailed me on for like.
Oh, really?
5 times what you mailed the offer for. And just sold it.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's like, I hope he buys some of these. Good job. Go, Aaron.
I didn't zip code it very well. I just kind of shotgunned that county. I was like, I'll just get the mail out. And
yeah.
Kind of in a rush.
No, that's
underpricing stuff.
Getting the mail out is the biggest step. Get it out, get it out, get it out. Just get it out there and see what happens. Yeah, most people don't get it out there. Right. They don't get the offers out there. So.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're doing Hawaii too, huh? That's cool. Get some fun ones.
Yeah, I've had no luck in Hawaii. I've had just mostly people that sounded like they were on drugs calling me back. just nightmare properties so far. So I don't know if I'm going to get anything over there.
I bought a bunch of Hawaii ones over time, and they're, I mean, it's hard to understand some of the people that call back. I mean, it's really hard to understand their accent for me. And I'm usually pretty good at understanding all kinds of accents. I talk to people from all over the world on a pretty regular basis. And
well, the guy that called me back, he was from Connecticut, and I understood him perfectly. He was just all over the place, just like, I don't understand what kind of drugs you're on, buddy, but you need to stop. So I just killed the deal.
Yeah. Are you using title on any of them, or are you doing notary closes, or not there yet?
Yeah, I was gonna try title, but they want like $2,000.
Yeah, they are
title
serious.
In Hawaii. It's ridiculous, and I overpriced my mailers already, so I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm gonna get any deals done.
They're expensive, and they've got like a lock on the market. Like, you've got to have a shop there, locally employing local people to run title. Like, you can't be a mainlander, just doing the paperwork from here. Like, you can't do it. They got like laws against it. So they've got just barriers to entry, so the title shops are protected.
One of them called me back, and they were like, yeah, you can you do this, call your title, and then once we handle this, then we'll go to the lawyer, and the lawyer's going to draft up this paperwork and all this stuff, and then it'll be about $2,000 altogether. I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah.
And so then I call the lawyer, and the lawyer's like, actually, you don't need me to draft up anything. You can just write up a purchase agreement, just get me all together, and you don't really need the title company. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you just draw up the purchase agreement, and then you just do it another way. And I didn't really understand.
Yeah.
Follow up. I was just like, all right, I'm getting told like 2 or 3 different things here, so I just kind of scrapped the whole thing.
There's lots of different ways of doing it. You got to watch out in Hawaii. So there's a normal way, and then there's the backwards way. Is what I call it. So in Hawaii, you've got some English law and some Napoleonic law. In the U.S., it's most all English law, where you have deeds, laws or deeds, whatever, on top of each other, a stack of agreements that have happened over time. And to get to where you're at today, you have to understand the history of where all these agreements are. And the land started with the federal government or something, deeding it to someone who's someone back to present. Under Napoleonic law, the state or the government says this is who owns it, and then you go and you do some paperwork and you change the registry of who owns it from one person to the next. And so it doesn't leave any room for vagrancies. It doesn't leave any room for argument. It doesn't leave any room for creativity either. So there's pros and cons with each way. But in Hawaii, they had a lot of problems going from like the kingdom of Waimea or whatever they were called in the past, Liliuokalani and that princess, her dad, and those people, and the ownership of all those people's land going into the private market over time and the transfer of it. There's a lot of questions, and people would say, can you really own land in Hawaii, and who owns it, and what's the history, and blah 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 blah. So Hawaii wanted to settle that. They wanted to collect more property taxes. They wanted to be a cleaner transaction. They wanted to clean up the market, and so they adopted the Napoleonic law kind of system, and they call it the court. I forget exactly what they call it, but they settle it through the courts. And so Hawaii guarantees that you own the property if you settle it through the courts, and that gets rid of all the vagrancies of King so and so's brother's cousin, someone, whoever owns the land. No, it's not. It's the court says who owns it, and this is who owns it, and this is the way it is. And so the buck stops at the court. And so they have a deed. When you look at a deed in Hawaii, there's two sides. There's the normal way, there's the English law way, where they put the stamp in the upper right hand corner, and then there's the court way where they put the stamp in the upper left hand corner. And so when you do deeds in Hawaii, you got to leave the top half of that first page blank. Whereas in the rest of the country, you got like, where you're sending it back to in the top right. You don't have that anymore. You got to move that down and just have that whole first top half open. So you can go register it through the courts or register it through the Bureau of Land Conveyances, which they have there instead of a recorder or clerk, the Bureau of Land Conveyances. And so if you want to do it through the courts, they don't charge much of anything. It's like $50 or something. I mean, it's ridiculously cheap, but it takes like 4 or 5 years. And once you apply for that, you can't change anything. You can't like mortgage it. You can't sell it. You can't, heaven forbid you die or something. Like it's just you start it, you got to finish it. Like it just locks up the property. And you can do contracts like I'm going to sell it to you after this and stuff, but it just locks up the property. So you don't want to deal with any of those where the last thing's like on the left. You just want to deal with the ones that are on the right. I mean, maybe historically it went through the courts and it got settled, and now you're going and switching it over to regular way into the English law. You start dealing it. So it's a different setup. It's different than anywhere else in the country. And, but I think there's a lot of opportunity there. There's a bunch of beautiful properties, especially the Big Island's got lots and lots and lots and lots of properties. And the other islands have a lot of properties too, but not as many numbers to run statistics on. And,
it'd be nice to find an easier way to do it over there, but I don't know. Maybe I should shoot for higher dollar properties and go through title and save a headache. But
just price it in. I don't know what else you can do. Yeah. So landguys.com. And he's also got most all of his properties on ruralvacantland.com, except for this one he's talking about. We'll try to get it on the website. Let's see who else we got. Jason Rusk. He's got Castilla County 5 acres. I gotta give some land away, guys. I'm sorry I'm taking so long. But I love this stuff. I mean, I could do this all day and night. Get some mail flying, answer some calls of people saying I'll sell to you or buy from you. And go for the next one, the next one, the next one. So let's see what this property is. This looks like the same map Andy Barnhart had on the screen in a different part of the same neighborhood. These guys are going head to head with it.
Hello.
Hello, Jason. It's Luke. I got you live on YouTube. This is a good time to talk about some of your land.
Hey, Luke. I'm actually out in lunch right now.
Out at lunch. That sounds about right. I should cut this video off and go work on lunch too. I'll try to present this property. It's $27.99 for 5 acres in Castilla County, Colorado. And I bet you it's got good views of all the mountains around there, huh?
Yeah, it's got great views. There's a few different lots. Which one are you looking at, Luke?
Well, that's just it. You got a bunch of them, right? This one is...
yeah, there's a bunch of them out there.
I don't know how to explain it. You're asking...
Is it Rio Grande Ranches?
2,000... Well, let me look at the legal.
Valley.
Rio Grande Ranches, RGR, Unit 32, Lot 36.
Yeah,
so Rio Grande Ranches.
Okay, yeah.
So there's, looks like the Sandy Cristo are off to the east, I think, or just a little bit to the south. And then Mount Blanca is probably, there's Blanca up to the north. And so you're going to get a bunch
up to the north, exactly.
Yeah, a whole bunch of snow-capped peaks around the area and views off in the area. And I always hear it's a good area to go elk hunting around these mountains. I think there's a lot of elk hunting. But I've never been there. I've never been to this area. You ever been to this area?
No, I actually haven't been out there either.
Okay. So what, when you're looking at the market, what was the cheapest stuff in the market? It's probably like $5,000, right?
Yeah, usually around like, from $4,000 up.
Some $4,000 up. Okay, so you got this one out at $2,799, and so you're a good deal below the market. And 5 acres, people can go homestead it, have fun with it. Looks like you're offering owner financing available upon request. And I mean, 5 acres in Colorado. Someone's gonna know this area. Someone watching maybe, and they can take off with it and run with it.
Definitely.
Yeah, so let's go $47 a year in taxes.
Anybody can feel free to give me a call.
Yeah,
so give me a call and we can get something worked out here. Owner financing. If they want to do a cash deal, I can even wholesale some properties out there as well. Got a few different lots.
Okay.
If you want to buy a few lots or you want to do some wholesaling, then we can wholesale a few as well.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jason. So this is Jason Rusk. He's on ruralvacantland.com with his 5 acres in Castilla County, Colorado, asking $2,799. His phone number is 702-745-8545, and his email's on the website as well. And reach out to him if you're interested in this property. Thanks, Jason. Talk to you again soon.
Hey, thanks, Luke.
Thank you. Yep. Bye.
Talk to you again.
Okay. So let's. This has been a little bit longer call than I figured. Let me. I'd like to give some land away, and so that's hopefully some of you guys are interested in getting some land and want to have some fun. Let me see if I can get this. So this background was the kind of the intro image, so I'm going to throw it back into that one and try to give some land away. Okay, so what was the name of the neighborhood that I did that mailer on? So we started out, it's next to Lake Tahoe, it's in El Dorado County, and the name starts with a T, and you don't have to spell it just right, but I mean the first person to get it close, I'll give you some land. So let me pull up the live chat and see if I can throw that up on the screen here before somebody gets it. And the person that's well, let's see. So here's a chat going by. Tahoma Lake Tahoe, El Dorado. There you go. Andrew W. I think he's got it. So Andrew, thank you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is see if I can get it faster than you go. Yeah, Tahoma, Tahoe, guys, Tacoma. Guys are getting it. Andrew got it first. Tahoma Lake Tahoe, El Dorado County, Colorado. Yes, Tahoma, Tahoma. He got it. He was the first one. So I'm gonna give you some land if you want it. And let me pull up my list here. So I would like you to send an email to my assistant Gillian, and Gillian will help collect the information, put it together, get the paperwork put together, and I swear I'm going to print this stuff up and send it out to everyone that's won land here recently. And what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you for, send an email. So I'll get your email address, put your phone number in there so I can call you if I have any questions or something comes up, something goes wrong, whatever. I might need to call you for something. The title, so what title you want this piece of property in, whether it's your name or your company name or your trust or your church or your charity that you want to give it to, or some kids, or whoever you want to, whoever name you want this property to go into. And it'll probably be some of this stuff in Arkansas. Got a map search. I'm not going to tell you exactly which property because I'm probably just going to buy a new one that doesn't have taxes involved. And let's just transition this thing over. So if we go over here to Arkansas, if we go up to the northeast part of Arkansas, there's I do this. There's a lake here, and these things, they sell pretty easily. Sold a bunch of them, different prices all over the place. I mean, some of them $2,500, some of them $100, about every price in between. Lakes and marinas and golf courses and stores and stuff. I still got a couple of them left in here I should make videos about and get them up for sale. But I'll probably just give you a new one that doesn't have the back taxes, because I think some of these I bought like 2 years ago and the taxes have piled up and I haven't paid the taxes on them. So I don't want to give these away, and they come with a back tax bill, and I don't really want to pay the taxes. So I'd rather just give you a new one where you don't have to do the taxes. So probably something in this neighborhood. What I'll have you do is sign some paperwork for it, because the county started getting weird about me giving land away without people's written permission that I'm giving them the land. So whatever, we'll have you sign some stuff and get through their new hurdles that they threw up for us. And thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for watching. My screen's getting a little weird right over here. I'm starting to get some light through the back. That's what's going on. I'm getting it figured out. I'll make some more videos about properties and get them up. I'm going to get some more mailers out and talk to you again next week. 9 a.m. Pacific time. We'll talk about more land. I'll give more land away. And if I can keep this going, if I can keep doing land deals, I hope to give away some higher quality properties over time too. But I just don't have the budget for it yet. But I should soon. Thank you. Talk to you later.